All right, we're going to move on to the most delicious segment that we do here.
Thank God I ate before the podcast.
It's always fun to do it. Okay. So anyone that listens to this show on a regular basis, you guys know what our pies are like. But I'll explain again for anyone new here. Basically, with the pie, I credit a film a percentage of the pie, and so it equals to 100%, which is the full pie. And basically, in terms of this context, the best picture pie here, um, it's basically just predicting what will win best picture. So if a film has 0%, then I believe it has 0% chance of winning. Not saying it doesn't have a 0% chance of getting a nomination. I'm talking about winning specifically. But it's a film that has like 30%, then that has 30% chance of winning, in my opinion. If I say that a movie has 0% and I'm noting the movie, then I think that it's a player in this conversation. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Mario's brothers have 0% chance because I couldn't sit here and list every single movie that has 0% chance. So 0% chance is still kind of something. It's noted. It's hanging around off the pie. It's not delicious at all. Um, so we got from la we this is our second box office or not box office best picture pie. So we have one that has exited, and it was a pretty significant player. It had 5% on the last pie. It's not even on the pie. It's not even a 0% one. It's Doom Part 2. Because I don't think that movie's going to be very good. No, jokes. It's just not going to be a part of it because it's obviously got delayed. So if it comes back, then sure, it can jump back on. So Doom Part 2 is gone. So to the 0%ers, we got Ferrari. Now, last time Ferrari got 2%. So it's dropped down. I saw the reviews. No chance of winning now. Also at 0% is Saltburn. Last time they had 3%. So I've dropped that one down as well. I don't see winning as a reality. Also at 0%, it was 0% last time is Dumb Money. 0% last time, 0% this time is Air. 0% this time and 0% last time is Barbie as well. So those ones, 0% chance. A movie that got 0% last time, but has 1% this time. That is Across the Spider-Verse. So I think with Dune out of the mix, it allows for a more popular film to slide right in, get that nomination. I think it will, now that Dune's out of the picture, and that we're seeing kind of Ferrari and Saltburn maybe lose a bit of steam there. The percentage I'm giving it, I don't know if it can, but it has 1% chance, in my opinion. It would be very rare for it to get it. And next one that's at 1%. Last time I got 1% as well, and that is The Killer by David Fincher. The reviews are modest. They're pretty good. I don't think they indicate anything of a Best Picture winner. Definitely a Best Picture nomination could be in store for this one. We really have to see how the campaign and momentum carries on out. But yeah, you never know. David Fincher, yeah, I don't think any of his movies have won Best Picture, but some of them have gone on to be some of the highest rated films of all time. So you never really know. Next one, this one had 8% last time. It drops down to 3%, and that is The Holdovers. Now I know it has open to 100%. It's only 7 reviews. It does have an 8.2 average rating. But the competition from other ones have really pushed this one down. So just keep that one in mind. 3% last time, 3% this time is May, December. Sit strong. Nothing's really happened for make this movie move at all. Really strong performances, really strong screenplay and directing. I think those are all the biggest components in making a Best Picture winner. I think it's going to get the nomination, but to get the win it's a very slim chance. For this movie, it had 15% last time. I've dialed back down on the buzz completely and put it at 4%, and that is The Color Purple. Again, this is just a case of all these movies coming into fruition with their reviews and their reception, some very out of left field. So that's why The Color Purple is down. Last time this movie had 6%, stays at 6%. That is Past Lives. Again, this movie's been out. It's on video on demand now, so you can just go and see it. But I don't know if it has the momentum to carry on through to get that Best Picture win, but the reception and praise that this film's getting, it continues to just be very, very high. So it could play something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, opened in April, carried on right through to the next year. So it could really happen again. It really depends on how, the swing of everything else is there. But Past Lives is definitely going to get that nomination. It's definitely going to be a big player. Just how big is really the biggest question of this. Last time this movie had a 1%, it has boosted up to 9%, and that is The Zone of Interest. It has a 9.1 out of 10 average rating. It is sitting very high in terms of reviews. I don't know how the Academy will look at this one. It does cover quite a brutal side of World War II. But if it really works for them, then I think I can see this player being a very, very heavy Oscar favorite moving forward. So at 9%, The Zone of Interest. Next one was at 7%. It boosts up to 10%. That's Maestro by Bradley Cooper. The reviews are good. We're hearing some good stuff. Good acting, good screenplay. Stuff like there's technical categories in there, sound, makeup and hairstyling, all being a part of this. I think it could be another thing. It's going to get that Best Picture nomination. I really do believe that. Another one for Bradley Cooper. And yeah, I can see this being a potential Best Picture winner. Really depends on how the Oscar campaign is really handled and how, the rest of the critics and all these precursor awards really react to it. Next one had a 1% chance on the last pie, boosts up to a mighty 12%. That is Poor Things, and I've only really done that because of the absurd average rating of being 9.3 out of 10, and that's on 23 reviews, was it? Something around that. It's not like 7 reviews. It's in the 20s, and sure, that's
26.
still a low. Pardon?
26.
26, so even better than 23. So it's more than it's enough to get a good grasp on how good this movie is going to be. We're hearing amazing reactions out of it. The words that are describing this movie are huge. But again, we have to see how the Academy looks at something that's really eccentric like this. It's quite unique, and if the Academy really, like I said before, if the Academy bite on this movie, then they're going to bite pretty hard on it. I feel you're going to see a ton of acting, directing potentially, and a lot of the technical stuff. I think Poor Things has a chance as well. The last two, you know what it is. It's Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. Oppenheimer sits at 25%. It's gone up, and it's gone up because of Dune Part 2 leaving. Last time was at 23%, so I boosted it up too. And that's because I think Oppenheimer has a chance to really sweep a lot of the technical categories, sound, cinematography, score, all that kind of stuff. I think it can pick up those wins, which are going to help its case in terms of being a Best Picture winner. And sure, we would want Dune to stay so we could see such an amazing Oscar battle there. And all these categories are massively stacked this year. But with Dune and Oppenheimer leading the pack, it would have been very interesting, those technical categories. But with Oppenheimer being able to grab a lot of those technical categories, I think it's going to help its chance the Best Picture, its Best Picture case. And at 26%, it's Killers of the Flower Moon. We still need to hear more about it, but it's sitting at a very high mark right now. Reviews have loved it. It's being very highly received. Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro. I just need to say those 3 names, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's going to be a big player. We'll have to see what movie gets it, but it's heating up quickly. It's very stacked. It's going to be very interesting to see how things play out. So you see my Best Picture pie. What do you think about it? Disagree? Agree? What should go up? What should go down? What should enter? And don't say Mario.
Nah, G, Mig too.
Has a chance.
A 0% chance. The top 2, I think that is going to be the battle at this year's Oscars. I think Killers are going to come up on top. I mean, it's, as you said, De Niro, Scorsese, and DiCaprio. the heavyweights of cinema. But I would really love for Oppenheimer to win. It's just finally gives Nolan his Oscar. It recognizes him for making like one of his best films in his filmography, and then Cillian Murphy's performance as well. I would
Mm.
have put Poor Things a little bit more higher just after that. I know it went up by like 11%, but just a nudge more. It's
Yeah.
it has that sort of feel to everything all at once where it can just once the casual audience sees it and more critics
Mm.
sees it, it's just gonna take the world by storm.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
and if these initial critics have enjoyed it and say that it's like this brilliant and this fun and colorful and stuff like that, like it could really catch on and it could really just blow up and maybe cause an upset. I'll put it down
Yeah.
as a dark horse
Hmm.
for this year's Oscars for sure. Um want to go down to I agree with everything else. I just want to go down to Cross the Spider Verse. I think you said you put it up at 1% because of the popularity factor because Dune went out. I
Hmm.
think that
Yeah.
1% should probably go to Barbie. Like it's been a
Interesting.
hell of a lot more popular and like the director as well. I think that would have a higher chance of winning Best Picture than Spider Verse. I mean, I think we already know that Spider Verse is going to take out the animation Best Picture
Yeah.
anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah, for me, I'll probably give that extra 1% to Barbie, just because of
Hmm.
the popularity and how well received it's been since it's released and Greta Gerwig and all those other
Yeah.
factors.
Yeah. No, that's completely valid. Plus, no animated film has won Best Picture ever, and three have been nominated for Best Picture in history. So you may be you may be right with Barbie. There. My thing with Barbie and the Oscars, and I've been covering the Oscars on moviegames.com. I'm going through the categories now. It's hard to know where Barbie sits. I find Barbie to be a movie that, yeah, if the Academy go for Barbie, they're going to go for it hard. It's going to get like, 10, 11, 12 nominations. Don't know how it's going to win. I think it'll play like Top Gun Maverick. Lots of nominations, no wins kind of thing. But there's also the slight chance where they don't really buy into what Barbie did, and it kind of just gets, three or four kind of nominations: production design, makeup and hairstyling, costuming, kind of thing. So I need to see where everything sits before I kind of give that thing to Barbie. I think in terms of just storytelling and the quality of the film, I think Spider Verse stands above, and I think that would carry through. But I could see anyone, putting their 1% onto Barbie easily over across the Spider Verse. As for Oppenheimer, the thing about this, and I keep seeing this on Twitter, oh, I want Christopher Nolan to get his finally get his Best Director Oscar, and trust me, he's my favorite director. I really want that too. You can't say that. Martin Scorsese has one win for Best Directing in over 50 years of directing, masterpiece after masterpiece. They're both overdue, and one is historically one of the greatest of all time. So it's hard to just say, oh, it's Nolan's time, just give it to him, kind of thing. Because Martin Scorsese deserves more than one directing Oscar. I think we can both say that. Um, but yeah, it's honestly looking like a stacked year. It's gonna be very fun to do these pies in the future, and I'm looking forward to doing these segments with you when you get back and not providing you any food in exchange of doing these pies.
Our
No,
BYO.
I'll have a mince and cheese pie
Yeah.
for us. Yeah. Uh,